Hello my friends, welcome, Svenja here. I'm so happy to have you on board. Today's tutorial is how to make a pumpkin spice latte. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're going to talk about how to make your pumpkins pop because it's the season to go visit the pumpkin patches and you're going to take a ton of photos and make precious memories, and I'm here to help you ensure that your memories look their best. So grab your coffee. I'm enjoying a pumpkin spice latte today and let's get started. I have done absolutely nothing to this image yet, as you can see. Nothing done, except for I made sure that the lens corrections are turned on. So how do we make these pumpkins pop more? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is going into the HSL or color slider, and we can play with the oranges and the yellows. So I see that there's a lot of yellow right here, and I'm not really liking that, so I'm going to take that down until it doesn't bother me as much anymore, like there. And then I'm going in my orange sliders and I'm going to up the saturation, and then I'm going to play with the hue and I'm going to drag it towards the reds. These are the reds, these are the yellows, just to give it a little bit more oomph. And then I'm going back into my yellows and I'm going to drag that hue slider for the yellows also a little bit towards the oranges. Now let's see what that did. Before, after, and you get there by pressing the / key on your keyboard. Before, after. And if you want to make them pop even more, you can go up to the contrast slider and crank that up. You can add clarity. I find that a little too intense. I'm going to turn down the contrast a bit, and clarity I'm just gonna maybe put it at like maybe 10. I can also move the blacks a touch down, being mindful that now see here it just became blue, meaning that we should pay attention there. That's better. We didn't clip anything there. Now let's try this again. Before, after, before, after. We can also take the exposure down just a bit and bring the highlights down a little as well. Let's try this again. Before and after, before and after. And our pumpkins pop a lot more. Now this works great when you don't have any humans in the picture. If I click to the next photo, this is my little son Finn when he was a baby ages ago. If I press previous, it's going to apply the edits that we did in the previous picture, in this one here, to this image. And see what's happening to the skin tones? It doesn't look that good anymore. So I'm gonna click reset, and we're gonna grab a radial filter because the pumpkin is a lovely round shape. And we're gonna start to apply some effects here. So we can crank up the saturation. I have it at 40 right now. We can take the black slider, turn that down. This adds a lot of punch, as you can see. It becomes nice and like, yeah, punchy. But watch, it also tells me here that stuff is clipped, and when I hover, you can see it's coming up blue. It's blinking blue. But honestly, those areas here, they don't really bother me that much, but we can combat it by lifting the shadows. We can go all the way up to 100, or we could just go up a little bit. It doesn't really fully lift it. Or we can not do the shadows, and we can take a brush tool, take the eraser, and just erase the effects of the stem area. So, problem solved, well-ish. Then what we could do is we could go into the contrast slider and we could bring up the contrast. All of that adds pop to the image, to the areas that we are affecting. I'm just going to leave it at 40. I don't want to go overboard. You could add some clarity, and we could add some more exposure to it, but that makes it, very yellow. If we darken it, doesn't look that great either. So now we have, I'm gonna lift the shadow. I'm gonna make the exposure a bit brighter. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna come in, I'm gonna click new with a brush, and I am going to take off some of the yellow with that brush. So I'm gonna go in my temperature slider and I'm gonna just drag it down maybe like 26. And I'm gonna start painting on right here where it is so yellow. And I'm also gonna take my tint slider and I'm gonna move it towards the orange, the magenta. And it looks a lot better. It's not that yellow, in your face yellow anymore. And then I'm going back into the radial filter, grab another one, and it's applying the previous effect here. I don't want that. So I'm just gonna click reset. Oops, did that reset everything? I think it did. We don't want that. This one here, I just want to reset this one here. So I'm just gonna click here. There we go. Temperature slider is reset. So everything here is grayed out and good to go. What we're gonna do is click into the color. What's this thing called? Color thing. And then we're gonna go and pick a orange that we like, and it's already applying it to our pumpkin. So I want my orange to be more on the red side than on the yellow side, so I'm going to drag it over here, and then I'm going in the saturation slider and drag it down because I don't want the effect to be super crazy. Maybe like here. And then I'm going in my clarity slider. I'm going to add a bit more clarity. I'm also going to add a bit more texture just to see what it's doing, and I'm going to lift the shadows because I don't want the dirt to be super dark here. But yeah, that's okay. All right, let's check out the before and after. \key, before, after. Do you see how that pumpkin is popping? And his skin tone is completely unaffected, so win-win. Oh, that was so good. So good. Well, I hope you found this tutorial equally as good as a pumpkin spiced latte. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notifications by pressing the bell. And thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions for me or requests of what you would like me to record in the future for you, please let me know in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. I will see you again in the next tutorial. Until then, take care. Enjoy a lot of pumpkin spiced lattes while it's the season. And yeah, take care. I'll see you. Bye-bye. I probably shouldn't be having coffee this late at night. Here we go. It is working. We're alive. Drop a coffee in the comments. That'd be lovely. Ooh, that'd be great. I hope you enjoyed our little coffee date over Photoshop. I hear a child. I spoke too loud. We need to wrap this up, friends. We need to wrap it up. We're gonna come back.